The more you tell me, the longer you'll live. So I'll ask again, why the retreat to Cyprus?
Modern characters. Assassin's Creed franchise.
I spent the whole ride over here figuring out how I was gonna convince you to do this.
Save it. After what those Templar bastards put me through, I'm ready, willing, and able.
Right at the bottom of our list, we've got a catch-all entry for all the modern-day protagonists. Yes, including Desmond. Desmond's a decent everyman, but he's disappointingly dull compared to all the other characters he interacts with, like Sean, Rebecca, and Lucy. Still, Desmond's at least a bit more popular than the others, like the faceless, voiceless initiate from Unity and Syndicate, the numbskull from Rogue, and of course, Layla Hassan.
You're not wrong there.
Fans never really warmed up to Layla, probably not helped by the fact she got crueler and less empathetic as her games went on, driven to retrieve Isu relics no matter the cost. Ubisoft just keeps missing the mark with the modern day.
Let's get going, huh? A few billion timelines might take a while.
Arno Dorian, Assassin's Creed Unity.
Arno Dorian is dead. He has been culled from this world, his sins and failures turned to dust. Tonight he is reborn, a novice of the Assassin Brotherhood.
He had so much promise at the beginning of the game. The orphan of an important assassin, taken in and raised by a Templar Grandmaster, whose daughter Elise he can't help but fall in love with. But Arno's character development in Unity seems to make him less of a character as the game went on.
I meant no disrespect, Mentor. I'm only concerned.
He became duller, broodier, and angrier, not helped by the tragic ending of Ubisoft's take on Romeo and Juliet. In the Dead Kings DLC, he at least learns to open his heart again, but players have all been wondering for years why on earth wasn't Elise Delastero the main character instead, since she was the more interesting and capable of the two.
And what do you expect me to do about it?
The Arno I love wouldn't have to ask that question.
Eivor, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
When I touched it, the vision came on fast. There was a wolf, howling and fierce. And then a figure. A graybeard in a cloak. With a single eye.
Probably because of Ubisoft's continued pursuit of RPG-ifying Assassin's Creed, but Eivor just doesn't stand out as their own character a lot of the time. Of course, a lot of this is down to the choices you make as a player, but still, both versions of Eivor come across a little too passive even when they're making huge decisions for the good of Ravensthorpe and England.
I have come for your advice on a private matter.
It's not surprising then that Basim has become a more crucial character, and was already more fun and interesting than Eivor by the end of the game. This bodes well for Mirage, but it does leave Eivor feeling a little unmemorable.
What has happened?
This was not for you, Javi.
Shay Cormac, Assassin's Creed Rogue.
See?
You join me for some practice?
Soon. I've got other business first.
Instead of making a whole new game about Elise, this was the route Ubisoft decided to go down for their Templar-centric release. You play as Shay, brought into the Assassins by his childhood friend Liam as he becomes disillusioned with the Assassins and their relentless hunt for the precursor artifacts. Shay abandons the Brotherhood and signs up with the Templar Order, and all this could have been great had the game been longer.
You are always good at your business, Shay.
As were you. Tell me, what are you doing inland?
Shay as a character does suffer from Rogue's short length and development, and more time to flesh out his character would have been welcome. He's also not helped by the fact many people skipped Rogue and know nothing about him.
Something the matter, Master Cormac?
No. Yes, just old memories.
Aveline de Grandpré, Assassin's Creed 3, Liberation.
Maman, do you worry too? Did you forget me? Or are you gone?
Like Rogue, Liberation is a game people might skip, but that would be a mistake, because Aveline is a joy to play as. Though she doesn't have the depth of some other main characters thanks to Liberation's status as a handheld, she eventually becomes a fun, interesting addition to the lineup.
You flatter me too much, Papa. The credit belongs to my teacher.
This is especially clear when you compare her with Connor, who was the opposite type of character to Aveline. When you get down to it, Aveline is charming, skilled, and believes in the assassin cause. More than that, she believes the assassins shouldn't just follow their creed, but should help people beyond that, which is what leads her to disobey orders to journey to Chichen Itza.
She is innocent. Allow me to make amends.
You, who knows nothing?
Connor Kenway, Assassin's Creed 3.
You must help us. Only tell me where to find him, and I will put a stop to this.
He gets a bad rap, but Connor's a far more nuanced character than you might think. He's not a charismatic wisecracker like Ezio was before him. Instead, Connor's thoughtful and intelligent. He starts out by regularly clashing with Achilles, who he believes isn't doing enough to help, but grows over the course of the game to be empathetic and a skilled warrior.
Hold fire! Fire now!
If you play all the Homestead missions, this part of his character is on full display, as he helps to deliver a baby, plan a wedding, and stand up for the townspeople in the face of colonial armies. Though some lamented the fact his father Haytham wasn't the main character for the whole game, they play off each other well, and Haytham adds a new dynamic to the Assassin-Templar conflict.
The only difference, Connor, the only difference between myself and those you aid is that I do not feign affection.
Bayek of Siwa, Assassin's Creed Origins. Often in Assassin's Creed, we're shown huge segments of the main character's life, from childhood up through their training into the present. Not so with Bayek, who has just one crucial but tragic event you need to know about to understand who he is: the death of his son, Kimu. Bayek is a powerful warrior, but he also wants to help liberate the people of Egypt almost as much as he wants to avenge his son so that he can rest in peace. And Origin's other protagonist, Aya, is perhaps even more interesting than her husband, since she's the one who gets them tangled up with Cleopatra, Caesar, and the ultimate downfall of the pharaohs.
I have renounced Aya. I have killed Aya. I am now the Hidden One, known as Amunet.
The Fry Twins, Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Jacob Fry? You might just be right.
Then shall we?
Though they're each great characters in their own right, we're combining Jacob and Evie Fry into one entry because really, you can't have one without the other. Neither is as charming without the other to bounce off of. Jacob's reckless behavior would be annoying without Evie trying to rein him in, while Evie's dedication to finding pieces of Eden and love of rules would have made her boring if Jacob wasn't there to lighten the mood.
I can see it now. We'll call ourselves the Rooks.
You were never good at chess either.
It's their relationship and eventual falling out that drives the entire plot of Syndicate, with Evie left cleaning up Jacob's messes as they try to defeat Crawford Starrick in their own ways. But of course, they have to work together to finally win. Altair ibn La Ahad, Assassin's Creed franchise.
I swear to you I'll find him. I'll go in.
No! You'll do nothing. You've done enough.
If you only played the first game, you might be surprised to see Altair ranked so highly. He's iconic, sure, but he's not a great character. He's belligerent and pompous, though he does grow a little throughout the game. It's in the other games, however, that Altair becomes a character truly worthy of respect. We see the rest of his life play out in Revelations, but he also gets far more development in his two spin-offs, Altair's Chronicles for the DS and Bloodlines for the PSP.
The more you tell me, the longer you'll live. So I'll ask again, why the retreat to Cyprus?
He becomes a complex figure, balancing his family with ex-Templar Maria with his dedication to keeping the assassins on track. It looks like Ubisoft took the criticism of him being an uninteresting main character seriously in subsequent entries.
Send him a message. Tell him to expect me within the week.
Yes, Altair.
Edward Kenway, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag.
Was it good for you as well?
Havana. I must get to Havana.
Well, I'll just build us another ship, will I?
The lovable rogue started out as one kind of character, but eventually grew into someone much more impressive. At the beginning, Edward's a classic pirate, motivated by greed and a desire to rebel against the king. He makes friends with history's most notorious thieves, but as the story goes on, loses them one by one.
Alas, it was too none but me.
Eventually, Edward sees the error of his ways and the worthiness of the assassin cause, becoming a legendary master assassin. He's popular because he was fun and his character development felt genuine, not to mention how fascinating it was to see the man who raised Hatham.
But if they do, then we shall quit this posh gig and go and meet your mother for some chocolate at White's. How's that sound?
Yes, please.
Okay, hush now.
Kassandra, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Luis? How stupid can you get? Stop giving him money!
From the moment she debuted in Odyssey's early trailers, Kassandra was a hit. Not only did gamers around the world immediately fall in love with her, but she proved herself to be a great character in her own right, balancing the RPG dialogue options with having a consistent personality.
Stay home. Spend time with your family. Live your own life.
Though she kills for coin, she's always charming no matter the dialogue options you pick, and a perfect person to spend such a long game playing as. As for her counterpart Alexios, he's great as well, but we think he makes a much better Demos, far more enjoyable when he's antagonizing his long-lost sister.
Stronger and more ferocious than any I've ever seen. Herodotus, it's my brother.
Ezio Auditore da Firenze, Assassin's Creed franchise.
Hold on. What? We've almost won this!
Hands down, even over a decade after we last saw him in a game, Ezio remains the most popular assassin in the franchise. We got to see his entire life play out, including his birth at the beginning of AC2, as he then grew beyond his need for vengeance to embrace the tenets of the Brotherhood. He leads the assassins in retaking Rome from the corrupt Borgias, and eventually leaves Italy to save Altair's legacy from the Templars at Massif. It's rare that we get to see an entire character's life in a video game series, with Revelations wrapping up Ezio's story as he decides to finally settle down and start a family. He's popular for a reason, after all.
Grazie. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.